Okay, it's Friday, 29th of August, noon, Central Standard Time in the Midwest. It's 80 degrees, kind of low humidity. In the house it feels a little warm. I actually turned the air back on. Hi everybody, hope you're all doing well and fine. There's a thing that my friend had told me years ago, like 40 years ago when I was working with him. He was saying one day, he goes, I think working keeps you focused. And I think he meant in general just having a job of some kind, any kind of job. And that's true, if you think about it, right? Because it has you focus on doing something. It has you getting up in the morning and going to work somewhere. Usually, you have to usually travel to work. Nowadays, a lot of people work from home on their computers, but back then there wasn't any internet going around. So people go to work every day and they're focused on going to work and they're being industrious, doing something hopefully worthy, getting paid money in return, so they're earning their keep, not taking anything for granted that way, contributing to society, getting out and hopefully mingling with people at work, seeing people along the way, maybe making friends or finding a spouse, getting your mind off of things. Yeah, it can be very cathartic to work a job, especially if you like what you're doing. If you like what you're doing, that's so much better. What's the saying? If you like what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. I guess that's true in a lot of regards. Of course, I used to play music, and I loved playing music, but there were many times when it felt like a job, when it felt like a burden. Dealing with the club owners, dealing with the crowd, dealing with other band members. Every job has its pitfalls, has its situations that which you have to deal with unpleasant experiences and situations. And playing music was no different. I forgot to put my earbuds in with my microphone, so I hope this is coming out okay. I do have some Bluetooth lapel microphones. I had some before that, I couldn't get them to work. But I got these other ones that are supposed to work only with iPhone, I believe. Otherwise, I might go to my old camera, hook up a microphone there or something. But yeah, being focused on a job is really good. Like lately, I haven't been getting out much, and it felt good just to get out for a while. I was only out for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and went and seen one person, conducted business for about 10 minutes, and came home. But it felt good to get out. Traffic was light. She was enjoyable to speak with and answer some of her questions. Yeah, it felt good. Got my mind off of things. I've been dealing with some situations, and sometimes when you have too much time to spend, once you get your work done dealing with a certain issue, hi Mr. Cardinal or Miss Cardinal, you sometimes overthink something, meaning you spend too much time thinking on it. Just like so many things in life, you can do too much of a good thing and just sometimes let it go. Like, don't constantly be over your kid. Don't constantly be washing your hands. Don't constantly be, nagging somebody. Don't constantly be cleaning. Give yourself a break. Air your head out. Enjoy life. And the other thing is, idle hands are the devil's workshop. So if you got a lot of time on your hands, you may not only overthink something, you may start thinking about things that aren't necessarily good for you to be doing. Getting involved in things that aren't really a good idea. And I don't necessarily mean criminal, but maybe some things that aren't good for your mentality or your personal life or something. So if you're trying to fill the void with something to do, and you got nothing else going on, nothing to focus your attention like a regular job, yeah, you may tend to do something you normally wouldn't do. They say that about people who go to conventions, and when people get out away from the work, away from town, in a new place where it's just them in a hotel room in a conference with a bunch of people, I hear that a lot of times those people do things they ordinarily wouldn't do at home or at work. I've heard those from numerous people, professional people. But we do want to stay busy. We want to keep our thoughts focused on good things, things that make us happy. And I always go back to like Norman Cousins when he had that terminal disease, because he said his immune system was shot because he was in Russia. This was years ago, like 40s, or excuse me, 80s or 70s, I think. And he was, I don't know what he was doing, giving lectures or meeting with people. I don't really remember or know. And he was saying that he was very unhappy. Oh, the heart just went up there, so now that's where he's going to go, or try to go. There he goes. And he was agitated. He wasn't in a good mental state. He wasn't in a good emotional state. And his claim was that the diesel fumes that he breathed in through his window were his immune system, if he was in a better mental state, would have handled that okay. Because of his mental state being agitated and such, his immune system didn't keep his body protected. So he figured, well, if bad thoughts, unsettling thoughts, allow me to get sick, then thinking good thoughts and happy thoughts will make me better. And that's what he did to heal himself. And it worked. I think he said he read books that he liked, and he watched movies he liked, and he listened to music he liked, and he laughed a lot. And he said that 10 minutes of heavy-duty belly laughing, really sincere, gut-busting laughter, gave him 2 hours of pain-free sleep. And then eventually he got rid of his pain pills altogether. So, I've mentioned that before, and I'll probably mention it again because it's a good example, a good life example of health and your thought process, mind and body. And I think a lot of us know that to some degree, that if you're unhappy, you tend to feel bad and sometimes can make yourself sick, let alone psychosomatic illness, where people believe that they're sick and they make themselves sick by believing it. But it's such a beautiful day. Like, this is healthy, getting out in nature. I remember hearing about a study, and I don't put much faith in studies because they can go one way or the other, depending on how you conduct them and all that. A lot of variables. Because we're dealing with people's thoughts a lot of times. But they said that, I can't remember exactly how it was. I heard this like 20, 25 years ago. I guess like seeing something that makes you happy has a good effect on your health, a positive effect, I guess, on your rehabilitation or staying healthy or getting healthy, whatever. Like putting plants in your room, like when people are in the hospital. We talked about this before, I mentioned, I think. When people go to the hospital, they put flowers in their room. Or if a little kid comes up and smiles, things that make you happy. Yeah, sometimes you feel so bad you don't know how to be happy, but generally a lot of times your thought process will change. It's not the person, it's not anybody outside of you that makes you healthier and happier. It's you. It's your thought process. It's you making yourself happy because you click, you resonate with that type of thing. You resonate with that which you find makes you happy. I'm trying to get some spider web down here. I don't know if I'm going to do it. But, yeah, we got like spider heaven over here. I don't know why. But we are the ones who make ourselves happy or sad. No one else does it. It's our mind. It's our thought. If something is presented to us that makes us happy or sad or angry, it's up to us to decide how we're going to think about that. And it's hard to do sometimes, right? We know that. It's difficult. It's not always easy to be on top of your game. I just wanted to make this little short video, as most of them are. Just to touch on that before I forgot about how a job keeps you focused. Keeps you laser focused with clarity and purpose. Because we all have a purpose in life. That's why we've been created. God created us to have a purpose, to reflect Him. And it's His pleasure to give us the kingdom. We all have the kingdom of God within us. Even Jesus tells us that. Sometimes we don't think we do, but we do. We are of the highest creation. We should imbibe that. We should relish that. All right, folks. Namaste. Talk to you next time.